Would you buy gold and silver in 2025 in this economy? Well, I am, and I think I probably would if I didn't have any gold and silver as well, because the world is a bit of a mess. Certainly the world of money is a bit of a mess, and I came organically to the decision to buy gold and silver 10 years ago, and I like to think that if I had none of it here today, I would probably be looking to buy some of it now. I cannot stress how good I think gold and silver is, but I'm not a financial advisor, but I can speak to what I think is good to buy if you've made that decision to buy it. Not only from 10 years worth of experience of me actually buying gold and silver and stacking this stuff, but also observing what's good in the market right now. Now, gold and silver is not going to be for everyone, and different types of gold and silver is going to be different for everyone. But in this video, I hope to be able to share with you some of my insights as to what I would buy today if I didn't have any gold and silver. Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and a very warm welcome to you all joining me for another precious metal ramble where we have down-to-earth discussions about all things precious and shiny. Now, if I had no gold or silver whatsoever in my possession, in my stack, would I start buying today in 2025? Bit of a difficult question for a seasoned stacker with an existing portfolio in precious metals to answer, but I can probably say with a good degree of honesty that yes, I think I would. I mean, I got started back in 2015 buying a bit of silver and then really started going down the gold rabbit hole in 2016 onwards. And consistently throughout that whole nearly 10 years worth of purchasing, I've continued to add more metals to my stack. I've certainly sold a fair amount of them, but overall in that time period, I'm adding to the stack, and I'm still adding to the stack this day. So what am I buying? And what would I buy if I had nothing right now? I hope to be able to give not only my insights on this whole world of precious metals, perhaps you're brand new and looking at this market thinking, I need me some of those shiny things, but where to start is a very difficult question to answer. I can also share some of the insights that I see from social media, from the buying and selling markets on places like the Silver Forum, or even via my own selling service, the Intermediary Buyers Club that we have been running for the last 2.5, 3 years. It's seen big periods of busyness, and now it's seeing really nice, I'm really glad it's very quiet, but really nice periods of quietness, which says a lot to me in this current market, that there are a lot of people out there that want this stuff, but not a lot of people who want to sell it. So that is, I think, really interesting to get down and dirty with. Now, it'd be great to know your thoughts and opinions on this, so please feel free to comment down below. What would you buy today in 2025 with the crazy world, crazy markets? What's your preference? Is it gold? Is it silver? Is it bars? Is it coins? Let me know. Is it the gold backs? There could be anything. There's so many different things. And don't forget to subscribe if you're enjoying our content and help us get onwards to 100,000 subs. We just hit 80,000 this last week, which is mind-boggling, so thank you. Right, what would I buy today if I had nothing? I would say, it's a really difficult one. I don't know, I've been thinking about this the whole morning. I've been prepping this idea in my head to talk about again, as I have done this video in the past, but things change. The ebb and flow of gold and silver markets change. And I honestly say if I had nothing at all right now, I'd probably start with silver. I really would, because it seems undervalued compared with gold. When you look at the historical charts, you see gold at all-time highs, pretty close to all-time highs anyway. When you look at silver, you see those charts and you think, well, do you know what? Silver's not actually currently at those all-time highs. It's not even that close to those all-time highs, quite frankly. So there's potentially a lot more room to grow. Now, I like to think that if I was completely brand new, that the same thought processes would have come through my mind as I would have been, was it bright-tailed and bushy-eyed? No, I've got that wrong. Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed as a newcomer to silver back in 2015. I can't believe I did that. Anyway, it's not a Backyard Bullion video without some kind of spoonerism. I quickly noticed that buying silver with the VAT on it is a problem. You will be basically throwing money away to the tax man, and that's something that I cannot abide. I'm not a big fan of that idea at all. So I then looked at all the VAT-free loopholes that you could potentially look to utilize. So I think right now, if I had nothing, silver would be the way forwards. Now, for different countries, there are going to be different things that you can you can utilize in terms of tax allowances, capital gains tax and stuff. In the UK, capital gains tax is a big deal. So gold and silver, Britannia's capital gains tax exempt products would be the way forward for me. And buying them on the second-hand market would probably be the way that I did it. But how do you keep safe? Well, that's a nice little segue, Backyard Bullion, into today's video sponsor. We are very proudly sponsored by Trusty Metrics, who are the UK's exclusive supplier of the Sigma precious metal testing machines. They are fantastic bits of kit, worth their weight in gold, in my opinion. They've helped me grow my business and my stack and have that peace of mind that all the gold and silver that I own and that I buy is indeed real gold and silver. Something that if you're a business is imperative, but if you're a stacker, that peace of mind, as I said, is worth its weight in gold. Now, Trusty Metrics are a fantastic organization, a small family-run business that provides customer service second to none. And I have first-hand experience of getting their technical help and expertise when I've been trying to test big chunky bars of silver like this, or just getting to grips with how the machines run. They are always there. I mean, they've been fantastic for me, even on weekends, to get prompt answers for just simple queries. They are a non-pushy organization, and they have and continue to work with businesses and investors to make sure that the machines that they get are right for them. So if you're interested, you can go and see their website with the full range of machines that they have on offer. And if you're interested, reach out to them and tell them that Backyard Bullion sent you their way. Thank you once again to Trusty Metric for sponsoring our channel. And now back on with our precious metal ramble. So yes, buying silver would be probably what I would do if I was completely brand new. But so herein lies the beauty of hindsight and the problem with silver. It's just not valuable enough. And now that might sound like a bit of a first world problem. Now, I'm not trying to say that if you're on a small budget and you can't get gold, that silver is really the only option. It's a good option. Don't get me wrong. Silver is a good option. But if you are planning on stacking gold and silver over a long period of time and you've got some savings perhaps already and you're looking to put down a significant chunk as one lump payment, get it done now rather than buying over time. Or even if you are going over time and you're doing, say, a couple of £100 a month, it'll add up quite quick. And silver gets bulky, it gets chunky, it gets difficult to store, and it's got issues. Like you see these coins here, you will see that there are some toning on some of the silvers. The condition of Britannia's is notoriously bad from the raw mint, and ultimately at the other end of the lifespan of owning it, you're just going to cash it into the bank. So, well, not the bank, but you know what I mean, cash it in, put the money in the bank with a bullion dealer. So why bother going for a bit of extra premium on silver, because there will be a premium on the silver regardless, when you could get something cheap and low to the ground like gold. So I like to think that with the hindsight that I've achieved over these last 10 years of stacking, I certainly noticed it quite quickly with my silver addiction when I got started, especially when I started up my YouTube channel about 9 months after I bought my first bits of silver. That adding more silver to the stack quickly, I ran out of storage space. And back in the day, the naivety of me, I kept a couple of 100 ounces of silver just in my top drawer of my desk. And I was like, that's probably not the best place. I'll get a little safe. So I got a little safe, and very quickly after about a year, that safe was crammed full. It was a tiny little safe, and I got a bigger safe, and then it was crammed full. Your silver addiction takes hold. And then when I did the maths, I was like, you know what? I've really not got that much money's worth of value in here, and I want to keep saving money in precious metals. So what's the solution? And the solution is this stuff, gold. It's just better in every single way to silver. So if I had no gold or silver in 2025 and my goals was to save over a long period of time, I'd go for gold every time, I'm afraid, over silver. It's just better. It just is, I'm sorry. But then the question comes as to what kind of gold do you buy? Do you buy coins or bars? Do you buy big or small gold? Now, a lot of people go, well, the big gold that you buy is going to be your best bet for your money because it's going to be the cheapest value. And right now, yes, you can buy gold Britannia's capital gains tax exempt Britannia's for spot price. I've sold plenty of them for spot price on my buyers club when they come in because people don't want them that often, but they are still popular in people who want that capital gains tax exempt product. But they're very much in the know that when they want to sell this, they're just going to be able to get maybe spot or 1% back from spot from a dealer. Now, not everybody can afford £2,500+ for an ounce of gold right now, and that's very evident with the way the market is on the second-hand market. When I see coins like this being put up at spot or spot plus a percentage point, they don't sell. There are other issues on these kind of coins with postage. I've talked on that at length in this environment, this market. So a lot of people go for 1 gram gold. Now 1 gram gold just is even worse than these because the premiums on them are so much. If you buy a 1 gram gold piece from a dealer, you're probably looking at around £100 a gram. But it's only about 80, what, £2 a gram right now? Which is why, I'm sorry to say it, we bring us back to our old friend, the sovereign. And this is what happened in the first video I did on this subject, where I talked at length about what the right things to buy if I had nothing would be. And that video got 1 million views. And it would be sovereigns every time. The premium's low, the fractionality is there. They're about 1/4 of an ounce of gold, just under 1/4 ounce of gold. Yes, they're 22 karat, but you don't really need to have pure gold. A lot of people are snobs when it comes to pure gold, and you think it has to be 999 plus or it's not going to be worth buying. The dealers won't want it. Sovereigns are liquid, sovereigns are popular, sovereigns are collectible. People want sovereigns, people like sovereigns. These are just impractical right now. And sovereigns are better in every way. And that's why I've gone big on sovereigns over the last 18 months or so. Got a lot of sovereigns that I'm feeling very good about. And I'm using them as a pension. When I finally shuffle off these mortal coils of YouTube and free myself of social media, I will just sell a sovereign a month when I'm retired. And I will hopefully have enough sovereigns to last me a decent length of my retirement. Now, when you come to fractional stuff, there's even more fractionality that you can get in a 1/2000th troy ounce half gold bag, for example. Now, these are collectibles, not investments. I think that's really important to say, but a lot of people think that they are investing in gold when they're buying these kind of products. Be very careful of these kind of products, as well as premium silver products like colored coins or the fancy, I'll do a lot of reviews on this channel of fancy coins. Those are collectibles, they are not investments. Really important to say. So have a good think about what's right for you in the investment sphere and go from there. But what about big chunky bars? Well, I've got a lot of big chunky bars. I love big chunky bars, but they're really, really impractical. And they're also bloody heavy to post. They cost a lot of money to post. You can't post 2 of these now without spending 30 quid in postage. It's ridiculous. And they also are not capital gains exempt. So I really do think coin form, silver and gold is best for us here in the UK. If I was getting brand new to this game, let's do a social experiment. I've got £5,000 to spend. What would I buy with £5,000? I'd probably buy 100 ounces worth of silver, and I'd buy the equivalent pounds worth in gold. That currently right now would probably be about 100 ounces of silver would be about £3,000 if you can get that much. And then I would probably get at least 3 sovereigns for 1,800 plus quid. Or I'd perhaps go and push the budget out to get 4 sovereigns and have 4 sovereigns and 100 ounces of silver. That would be a good starter pack for any stacker out there. If I'm dropping sovereigns, it's not a backyard bullion video. So that's what I would say as a brand new stacker is a good split. How you would then continue to invest in those metals over time, I don't know. But one thing would be very certain to me is if you are buying your silver and you're paying dealers rates £40+ an ounce, then that's a bad split. That's a bad choice to make. Go and just buy sovereigns every time. You get what, 6 sovereigns? No, I can't do maths. You'd get 8 sovereigns plus a bit of change, maybe. Yeah, 8.5 sovereigns perhaps for 5 grand. That seems a way better thing to me. And also just think about it like this, right? So we've got 1 tube here, right? I haven't even opened this tube. This is a Perth Mint tube of beautiful kangaroos. I haven't even talked about them. I probably avoid these because of capital gains tax purposes. But hey, we've got here 50 ounces of silver, right? 50 ounces of coin silver. I'm not going to be able to hold even 50 ounces in one hand without dropping them everywhere. And if we get our 8 sovereigns, 3, 4, dropping them everywhere, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you can immediately see the difference of how easy, can't stop dropping things, but that's how it goes. So yeah, you can see the difference and the practicality and portability and hideability and security. It's just so much better for sovereigns. Like put them in your pocket, hide them somewhere creative in your house. You don't need to go and buy a big safe. If you have a couple of 100 ounces of silver, a little bit harder to hide, a little bit harder to secure. Maybe you do need to have a safe. One thing though that is good about silver is that low value per item. So 30 quid per coin. So if you need some money out of it, that is a good thing. Like there is no doubting that, which is why I would suggest if you are going to get started, have some silver and have some gold, because you just never know, and you need to plan for all eventualities. And if you do get an eventuality where you are forced to sell your gold and silver, you should never be in that position, by the way. If you are in that position, you're doing it wrong. But if you are ever forced to sell your gold and silver to pay a bill, for example, say you've got a £100 bill for something and you don't have that cash readily available until the next paycheck. If you sell one sovereign, that's overkill. But if you sell 3 or 4 of these coins, you're going to be fine. You're going to get that money out and you're going to have what you need, and you're not making a massive dent into the rest of your metals. And if you do need to then go and rebuy, you're of course not having to rebuy at £600. And you see, money in the bank is easily spent, whereas gold sat in a safe place in a location that you can't get access to when you're making an impulse purchase online, or if you've seen some great deal on something that you think is God's gift that's too good to be true, then yeah, it's a good thing, gold. It really is. So hindsight being a wonderful thing, I would probably steer clear from a lot of silver, but I would certainly buy some silver. I wouldn't buy bars, I would buy coins, I would buy sovereigns, I would not buy Britannias. I probably would buy still some of these premium items because I love them. I think they're great, and I've been a lover of premium items and collectibles all my life, not just on the coin side of things. So do what makes you happy, I say. Because here's the crux of it, right? We're in this to make money. If we're in a bit of gold and silver, I say make money, preserve money, have wealth at the end of that process. But also life is short, and life is to be enjoyed. And if you don't enjoy your life, you're not going to get the most out of your life. And so for me, one thing that was very evident in my life prior to gold and silver, in the job that I hated, in the career that I hated, in the industry that I hated, I was unhappy, and I had mental health problems. Not diagnosed mental health problems, no crises or anything, but I was unhappy. And so I quit what I was doing, and I picked up this hobby, which turned into a self-sustaining business. And then one day my wife, Mrs. Bullion, turned around and said, "You're not doing a great deal of your self-employed professional work, are you? Is there something you want to tell me?" And I said, "I just love this too much, and it's making me happy, and I feel like I can be more productive doing this than anything else." And here I am a bunch of years later, and it speaks for itself. We have achieved a lot with gold and silver. It's made us better people. It's made us happier people. It's made us just all round financially more secure. And it's very, very good. So without giving financial advice, buy gold and silver, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But do it smart, do it sensible, and enjoy what you're stacking. But make sure it's the right things for you. Guess that's it for today. We need something for you Cool Kids Club to quote me. I kind of feel like I want to get you to quote me how many times I've dropped coins in this video, but I don't know how many times that's been. But it seems like that would be a little bit of fun. So for those who are cool, the first person to guess it right, I'll have a look through when I'm editing the video and I'll know what the actual answer is. How many times have I dropped coins? Put that number down in the comment section, and then I will know that you are very cool and that you pay attention to my videos and that you watch right to the end of my videos as well. And maybe, just maybe, one day when we reach 100,000 subs, I'll choose this video and a random cool comment, and I'll give you a prize. That's it from me. We'll see you on the next one. As always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.